Long ago, there was a man who often traveled far and wide. One day, as he walked along a street in the capital of a fallen kingdom, he happened to pick up a coin on the road. Living a simple life, he had no need for that coin. So, he decided to give it to someone who truly needed it. He roamed the kingdom, searching, but found no one living in hardship. A day passed. Then, the king happened to pass by. The king stopped beside him and said, "I am preparing to wage war against another nation. If we win, my kingdom will expand even further. Help me secure this victory." The man took out the coin and handed it to the king. Surprised, the king asked, "Why are you giving me this coin? What does it mean?" The man smiled and replied, "As I wandered, I chanced upon this coin and intended to give it to someone truly in need. Today, I walked through the city and saw that the people here are happy. They are content with what they have. So no one needs this coin. But today, the king of this land seems unsatisfied with what he possesses, longing for more through waging war. I believe, Your Majesty, that you are the one who needs this coin most. That is why I offer it to you." Hearing this, the king fell into deep thought. At last, he decided not to launch the war. Greetings, dear friends and listeners, from the tales of old. Each day, listening to a valuable book can guide you toward a life of wisdom, elevating your mind to new heights. Today, we will explore the philosophy of the mind by Wang Yangming. He was a politician, a philosopher, and an exceptional thinker of the Ming Dynasty in Chinese history. What is the mind? When I meet old friends, the first question I often ask is, "Did you sleep well last night?" It's a playful question, yet deeply meaningful. Why do I ask this? Because in our modern society, a good night's sleep has become a luxury. We are easily swept away by the whirlwind of life, consumed by thoughts of money, leading to spiritual exhaustion, anxiety, and pressure. Today, we will discuss Wang Yangming's philosophy of the mind, seeking a remedy to bring peace to our souls. So, what is the mind? We know that organs like the heart, liver, spleen, and lungs have clear shapes and places in the body. But the mind, in Wang Yangming's philosophy, refers to the soul, an intangible essence. Where, then, does this invisible thing reside? And how can the soul find peace? Perhaps we've all had similar experiences. When we were students, we dreamed that after graduation, we'd buy a beautiful car, a house, and find a caring partner. We thought that achieving these things would make us happy, fulfilled. But after graduating and attaining them, we realized our hearts weren't as peaceful as we'd imagined. Why? Because we saw others with nicer cars, grander homes. So we set out to chase a second phase of dreams with loftier goals. There's nothing wrong with that, but we soon discover our hearts remain restless, even filled with anxiety and stress. Why is this so? It's because our souls cannot rely on tangible things. The external world is ever-changing. Material possessions will one day fade. Nothing lasts forever. Thus, we cannot depend on the material to bring stability to our souls. How, then, can the mind find its anchor? Our souls transcend time and space. We can reminisce about the past or imagine the future. Throughout history, humanity has sought something beyond time and space to serve as a refuge for the soul. What is it? Through history, we see that both Eastern and Western societies have turned to religion and philosophy to find peace for the soul. In the East, for instance, ancient traditions drew from humanistic philosophy and Buddhism, from Laozi to Confucius to Shakyamuni. Beliefs and philosophies of life transcend time and space. Thus, the soul finds a foundation, and the inner self becomes steady. What are beliefs and convictions? They are principles for living and working. For example, our parents taught us, "Work hard, be sincere." This saying can become a guiding belief in our lives. It steers us to work diligently. We may progress more slowly than others, but it keeps us at peace in our efforts, steadfast and devoted in our careers. We mustn't underestimate such convictions. They are the compass of the soul, helping us uphold our standards and principles of life. Though Wang Yangming's father was a top scholar, Wang himself paid little heed and didn't study seriously. Later, his father advised, "If you wish to fulfill your ideals, you must reach the emperor." The imperial exams are the best path to do so. Hearing this, Wang Yangming saw the logic and resolved to take the exams. Yet, in his first year, he failed. Many encouraged him, "Don't lose heart, try again next time." Wang smiled and said, "I don't see failing the exam as shameful. What I find shameful is letting my mind waver because of it." This meant, I don't consider lack of success a disgrace. But if that lack of success disturbs my heart, that's the true shame. This reveals that, from a young age, Wang Yangming trained himself not to let external upheavals disrupt his soul. Later, he passed the imperial exams. But due to a conflict with the eunuch Lu Jin, he was implicated and exiled to the mountains of Guizhou. History records that one stormy night, amid thunder and lightning in a desolate farm overgrown with weeds, Wang Yangming suddenly rose and exclaimed, "The way of the sage lies in a mind sufficient unto itself. The path of the wise is fulfilled within the heart." This is the famous tale of Wang Yangming's enlightenment at the farm. What does a mind sufficient unto itself mean? It means, all I desire resides within my own soul. I must look inward and draw strength from there. Wang Yangming believed that his faith and life philosophy were paramount, and he held fast to them. He was doing what he wished to do, becoming the person he aspired to be. Thus, all he sought he already possessed. Wang Yangming understood that he was sufficient unto himself. The most vital things lay within his soul, and he lacked nothing. Some might say, "I'd be happy if I had more money," or, "If I were born into a wealthy family, I'd be content," or, "When I retire, I'll do what I love." Many tie their happiness to external conditions. When it rains, we might say, "The sun isn't shining today." But those who've flown on a plane know that above the gray clouds lies a clear blue sky, radiant with sunlight. The human soul is the same. We can't see our happiness because our souls are shrouded by dark clouds, external conditions we impose on ourselves. Thus, the first principle of Wang Yangming's philosophy of the mind is, a mind sufficient unto itself. The human soul is inherently whole, lacking nothing. Anyone can realize that if they recognize they lack nothing, they'll trust others and become rich in spirit. Only those who feel complete are ready to give, like the man in the story at the start. This is altruism. So what drives altruism? It's the realization that one already has all they need, like an overflowing sea, eager to share. Some might counter, "I don't quite agree. I feel I lack so much. I'm not confident, and I don't love anything." How do we answer this? First, we've likely heard that each of us came into this world through the union of one sperm and one egg. We outlasted over 2 billion competitors from the very start. So, our very existence is already a grand victory. Second, from ages 0 to 3, do children see anyone as good or bad? In their eyes, does it matter if their parents are rich or poor? Young children are pure in spirit. They don't distinguish between rich and poor, high or low. As we grow, external standards teach us to judge, and with that comes pain. We all cherish childhood memories. Those days were joyful, but as adults, our minds lose that purity, filled with distinctions. Give a child a huge diamond, then take it away and offer a bag of plastic toys. They'll likely play happily as before. In their minds, there's no difference. Why, then, do some see equality of mind as a life principle? Because an equal mind stems from unconditional love, love without distinction. Those with strong biases struggle to feel detachment and freedom. The more we judge, the more we feel lacking. In Wang Yangming's philosophy, there's a principle: beyond the mind, there is nothing. Nothing outside the soul can sway our state of being. Have you heard Zhuangzi's tale of the empty boat? You're on a boat and see another approaching. You shout, warning the rower to be careful lest they collide with you. As it nears, you yell louder. When it finally hits, you're furious. But then you look closely, it's empty. Instantly, your anger vanishes. What's the point of this story? At first, you thought someone rammed you, so you raged. But seeing the boat was empty, your anger faded. Thus, it wasn't someone else angering you. It was your mind stirring. So, when you feel someone upsets you or your surroundings press down, it's not them. It's your unsteady heart. When you reach a mind sufficient unto itself, the outside world can't touch you. Perhaps now you grasp Wang Yangming's saying, "Beyond the mind, there is nothing. Nothing external exists without the mind." Its deeper meaning is, nothing outside can affect your inner peace. This state reflects the flow of the mind. When you're fully absorbed in a task, forgetting the world, even yourself, external things can't sway you. When people annoy or sadden you, it's not them. It's your mind wavering, letting the outside in. Take Confucius' story of the homeless dog. Leaving Wei, Confucius and his disciples strayed to Chun. His students couldn't find him and asked an old man. The man said, "There's an old fellow like a homeless dog. Is that your teacher?" Wang Yangming explained that homeless dog was just another's judgment. Couldn't touch Confucius' soul. Confucius even laughed at himself as a homeless dog, for he knew nothing external could shake his spirit. When you grasp and practice a mind sufficient unto itself, and beyond the mind, there is nothing. You won't be moved by what happens around you. All strength lies within your soul. Yet, reaching this requires daily practice and discipline. Wang Yangming said the soul is ever present, but clouded by the mind's shadows. Training clears those clouds, letting the soul shine. Another key principle in his philosophy is unity of knowledge and action, knowing and doing as one. Many think unity of knowledge and action means acting on what you know. That's just the surface. For Wang Yangming, knowledge is conscience, the heart's moral compass. Action is living that conscience daily. Thus, unity of knowledge and action is living true to your moral heart, reflected in your deeds. Some may wonder, why can't we live true to our conscience? Because our minds are swayed by greed, anger, and ignorance. We doubt our conscience, feeling we lack so much. Unity of knowledge and action also means that whatever you do, you must truly want to do it willingly from the heart. Take physical exercise as an example. Success is 50% willpower, 50% method and skill. Many say, "I want to be disciplined," but when asked to take out the trash, they balk. That's a modern human symptom. They don't truly want to act from the heart. So when the mind falters, what do? The answer, persist in training. As the poem goes, "I sought her through 1,000 crowds 100 times, suddenly turning back, there she was, where the lantern's light fades." Seeking through countless efforts is the process of refining the soul. 3 vital principles from Wang Yangming's philosophy are: a mind sufficient unto itself, beyond the mind, there is nothing, and unity of knowledge and action. If you believe your heart is complete, you won't feel lacking or be shaken by the world. Then, if you live out this inner calm and freedom, you can rise from ordinary to saintly. This is the realm of perfect conscience. So, what specific methods can we use to practice Wang Yangming's philosophy of the mind? Here are some. First method, set your will, establish a goal. To study Wang Yangming's philosophy and achieve a mind with a foundation, setting your will is crucial. Why is this so vital? Because without direction, you're like a boat without a rudder, a horse without reins, drifting aimlessly. Life becomes a barren waste, devoid of purpose. As a child, Wang Yangming asked his teacher, "What's the purpose of learning? What's life's greatest aim?" The teacher replied, "To advance yourself." Wang disagreed. "You're wrong," he said. "I believe life's greatest aim is to become a sage." Even young, Wang Yangming set his goal, to cultivate himself and his soul. Later, he became one of 2 saints praised by Liang Qichao. Yet, setting your will isn't about specific targets. Those are mere milestones on the path to becoming who you wish to be. How is will written? Above is scholar, below is heart. Simply put, it's what your heart longs to become. That's will. Today's pragmatic society sees will as concrete goals, but its essence is who you aspire to be. Second method, diligent study. To practice Wang Yangming's philosophy and find a mind with a foundation, you must study diligently. Wang said that after setting your will to be noble, you must learn tirelessly. As Zhuge Liang wrote, Without study, talent can't grow. Without resolve, learning can't succeed. If you set your will but don't study, it shows your resolve is weak. Will must pair with perseverance. Wang Yangming stressed this fully. First, learning requires the right attitude. He taught that quick wit isn't noble, diligence and persistence are. Only with this mindset are you worthy of his philosophy and its enlightenment. This isn't just for study, it applies to all of life. Third method, self-improvement, correcting faults. Wang Yangming said even sages err. The difference between sages and ordinary people isn't in avoiding mistakes, but in fixing them swiftly. Thus, a person's worth isn't in being flawless, but in amending flaws. Wang advised regular self-reflection on 2 points. First, in daily words and deeds, are you insincere or unjust? Second, do you lack filial piety, love for others, or consort with the wicked, acting petty or narrow-minded? These concern how we treat others. He stressed that many commit wrongs yet don't see them. So we must constantly observe ourselves, spotting what's amiss. What's self-observation? It's knowing what you're doing, feeling anger, worry, or stress. Recognizing these lets you control them, not be ruled by them. Wang also emphasized that correcting faults is vital, but don't overshame or despair over errors. Too much self-blame saps confidence and drive to improve. Maintain a positive attitude and optimism in bettering yourself. With steady effort, you'll shed bad habits one day. Fourth method, benefit others. The final method in Wang Yangming's philosophy is benefit others. Being willing and able to influence those around you. This has 2 sides. One is how you treat others, choosing good companions, for instance. Around you, does anyone speak blunt truths? Does anyone at work demand so much it drives you mad? Choosing goodness means thanking such people. They challenge you, wanting your betterment. Life hones us. Hones what? The human heart. So, if someone strictly demands of you, be grateful from within. Why? Many offer shallow praise, saying you're great at everything. Few dare point out your flaws. Cherish those who do. The other side of choosing goodness is how you embody it and affect others. The quickest way is changing how you speak. Many say, "I told you so." This boasts pride, implying they're right, superior. Such words instantly diminish others' insights, turning them into late admissions of fault. Instead, shift to praise. "That's wonderful. I'm so happy for you." Or, "Amazing. Why didn't I think of that?" Leave room for others. A slight tweak in speech can transform your impact. Wang Yangming said that choosing goodness in friendships must be sincere advice and kind guidance. Setting your will, diligent study, correcting faults, and benefiting others are 4 key lessons in practicing his philosophy and nurturing the soul. The ultimate aim is to master your mind and illuminate your moral heart. Each of us must train diligently. Thank you for joining today's content. This summary and explanation of the complete works of Wang Yangming ends here. If you have personal thoughts on his philosophy, please comment and share. If you find my content valuable, don't forget to share it with friends and loved ones. Farewell and see you next time.